Other interesting cultural news, you have Halo Pride tweet roasted and the comments are disabled. Now, this comes to us thanks to one of the most well-known video game franchises in history. The only reason 99% of people bought a Microsoft Xbox console. The only reason they did it because they had an exclusive distribution method with Bungie. I believe this is the original publisher and designer of Halo, the video game, which, man, back in my day, our system links were physically linked with Ethernet cables and a physical switch. I tell you what, before we used the internet. But nevertheless, in all seriousness, it's one of the most successful video game franchises in history, revolutionized, I would say, local LAN parties and your internet, and of course later internet gameplay. And that exclusive rights to only have that on Xbox, that to me was what really sold the Xbox. That's the one reason as a kid I wanted it, was for the Halo game, and then you have the system links, which in so many years I should probably try to do that again. But nevertheless, like most businesses, they decided to jump into, well, not the best metaphor, dance into Pride Month, which, again, for most businesses, I would be fascinated to see the statistics if they increase their sales directly with the marketing initiatives. Hopefully we can find those later. But nevertheless, this was on their official X Twitter profile. And Halo, which, again, this is such a popular brand, they have their own individual, I was going to say authorized, authenticated Twitter X account. And they got 1.9 million followers, quite a few to say the least, and a friendly reminder to take the 1/1000th of a second to like and subscribe and follow this video, and or my Twitter, which is at The Topping Show. Nevertheless, they say, or Halo says, Happy Pride Month. Embrace love, diversity, and inclusion by equipping the Unity 24 armor coating, nameplate, and emblem in Halo Infinite this June. Let's stand together and honor our LGBTQIA+ community and forging a future of unity and acceptance for all. Hashtag Pride 2024. And right now we got 5.9 million views, but only 7,000 likes, which, again, it's more likes than I've ever gotten. Another friendly reminder to take the 1/1000th of a second to like this video. But again, for that like ratio, that is terrible to say the least. And in fact, we'll do a little fun here math today, because truth be told, most public schools aren't doing it too well. They got other things to teach. So let's see, 5.9 million, and they got 7,000 likes. So 7,000 likes divided by 5.9 million. Let's see here. 5.9 million. That gives us 0.00186. However, we're going to turn that into percentage by multiplying by 100. That means of all the people who saw this, 0.1186 people liked it. Now, if we feel so inclined, let's round up. Let's say 0.12% of everyone who saw this liked it. That's also known as a very low percentage. We have now provided more education for some students in some public schools in the United States, which is quite sad to say the least. Again, 32-year low ACT scores, and yet the teachers union say they deserve more money. I partially digress. So again, not a lot of people like this, and I mean, in terms of marketing and making money, again, will this make a profit for the company? There are a lot of people in the LGBT, that in the video game community, a lot of people on Twitch, a lot of the streaming channels for video games is exceedingly popular. And one of the most profitable things a video company can do are these skins. Because again, it basically costs next to nothing to design this thing. I know you're paying someone or using computer software, but relative to making a physical product, this is infinitely profitable. There's no limit. You could sell this as many times as you want. So I wonder, are they going to make 100 million? No, absolutely not. 20 million? No. A million? Maybe? I mean, and again, it's pure profit for these video games. Now, interestingly enough, so again, the flag behind it is the Trans Pride flag, or Trans Pride color theme. It's not really, interestingly enough, the colors behind the uniforms of the Halo Master Chief, they're not actually in a flag orientation, but they're all just a straight band or columns, which that way they can have each individual Master Chief in front of a specific color, with the one on the very left, if you're just listening, is covered in all the Pride, looks like the Pride theme. Though interestingly enough, I don't see like a Pride flag on it, which, again, if this was a marketing initiative for them, I'm surprised they didn't do that, like a flag on the chest piece that's more prominent. It looks like it's mostly colorful. But again, the banners behind them are of the trans flag, not the right orientation. I didn't even think about it, but I guess pun moderately intended, some might say. And again, went wild, but a sure sign of your ideas aren't great. They disabled it. Says who can reply? Only accounts hashtag Halo mention can reply, which apparently they mentioned no one. So we got roasted pretty quick. Now, thankfully, Elon believes in free speech, so we had Bill the Quartering repost it, saying they disabled the comments, and we could comment on him because he actually does believe in free speech. And some of the top comments of the Quartering comes in at, oh, that's sad. I got no likes, but I did comment, and only 31 people saw it. But I'm biased, I'll read my own comment. I'm a little biased, obviously. I say, quote, those who censor others are rarely on the right side of history. I miss the days of the age-old saying, I may not agree with you, but I'll fight to the death for the right to say it. I suspect they are ratioed since if 99% of the comments were supportive, they would not have disabled comments. 0 likes for my comment, but 31 people apparently did see it. Now, getting to the comments that actually statistically matter, you have Joe Defiant saying Halo died after Reach, getting 134 likes. B. Husker says it's not a religion. Quote, you must accept us, getting everything you touch up or canceled from life, getting 123 likes. World Alternative Media saying they're making literally everything gay. One side it loses them insane amounts of money, but they'll get good social credit score later. On the other side, it manipulates children, which is pure evil. This needs to end. Unquote, getting 168 likes, which, again, those scores for your company, especially if you're publicly traded, they definitely matter. Because, again, you want to have more people buy your stock. And, again, some of the biggest stock buyers in history are these holding companies. So, more specifically, venture capital companies, as well as companies that are in charge of wealth management. I think Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street are 3 of the largest investment firms on the planet. And that's why they have so much sway in the companies. They are usually the largest individual shareholder or individual entity shareholder of those businesses. So again, doing this will actually increase interest in the company for investors who, again, think it's a good idea. And some individual shareholders might actually agree with this as well. Granted, statistically speaking, they make up a very small percentage of the companies, but nevertheless. AI Emerald Apple says, oh gee, I wonder why. Maybe people are sick of this corporate pandering. Even LGBT people are tuning out because they see the transparent corporate greed, getting 105 likes, which, again, a lot of people critique these companies doing this because a lot of them is just a flash in the pan. They do it once a year, but they don't have like a consistent ongoing initiatives that many of the supporters of the LGBT community think are integral to actually standing behind your message. Very similar to the same instance where you see many companies all of a sudden become so patriotic in July, and they say they stand for America, they love free speech, they love the Bill of Rights, and yet they don't actually stand for those values throughout the year. Very similar to Veterans Day. I critique many companies because they just simply do one post on social media, but they don't go out of their way to recruit veterans. They don't go away to raise money for nonprofits that help veterans. They just do one a day, almost like they have to type of thing. So again, a lot of these, more and more people I think are critiquing these businesses because it's not authentic. So they're getting critiqued all around, which makes the question, are they really making a profit off of these actions and these ideas at the end of the day? Now, granted, we're all looking at comments from the post from the Quartering, and obviously there's going to be a bias of most people who follow them are probably middle or right-leaning, politically speaking. And I'm trying to see if there's anything, and he's certainly not getting ratio, but I'm trying to see if there's anything from a contrarian perspective. Because again, there are millions of people who think this is a good idea. They will sell some of these skins and some of these downloadable content and DLCs. The only question is how many? And we're scrolling down more and more. Really not seeing any contrarian statements. A lot of people saying they're dying from cringe. Yeah. A couple inappropriate cartoons. I got one like. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this month are we going to see a decrease in the frequency of businesses going after these types of initiatives, doing these social media posts? I mean, a couple years ago, it seemed like every company, at the very least, they changed their logo to incorporate either the original Pride flag or the theme, or now the updated one, the trans Pride flag theme. And yet, it's also becoming more and more of a cultural point of controversy in the United States. So they might actually further decrease their market share or lose their sales to their customers. Do you think we'll see less companies doing that this year than last? I mean, it's a long month. There's plenty of days for companies to change their mind or do things differently. And then, do you think it's profitable for these companies to do so? And what are your thoughts personally? I know it's cliche to say, but let me know in the comments because, as always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.